In some of the other videos, we've taken a look at using Lightwave's dynamics to animate the fibers that Fiber Effects generates. I thought we could take a look in this video at animating fibers without using dynamics. So there's a bunch of different ways that we can go about doing it. This is one way. Say we have a field of grass and we wanted to have either wind passing through it, or we wanted to give the appearance of something rolling over the grass, pressing it down and displacing it. One way that we could go about doing that is by taking advantage of a null. So what I'm going to do is just add a null to the scene. Okay, we'll just leave the default name null, and it's right here, and I'm just going to move it off to the side right there, and then on frame 60 here comes my glorious animation skills, 2 keyframe animation. From 0 to 60, we're just passing through this field. Okay, so nothing special, just a simple animation of that null passing through the field. And what I want is when this null passes through, I want it to press down, displace the fur that's being generated. So let's go ahead and hop over to Fiber Effects. I already have it, as you can see in OpenGL, I already have it active. Just saved the time to set that up. And what I'm going to do is come down to the gravity attribute, go to the texture editor, and for layer type, I'm going to choose gradient. For input parameter, I'm going to pick object distance, and for the object, I'm going to choose null. And I'm going to say when it's right on top of the null, let's try 200. And when it gets farther away, let's do 0. And we can decide where we want to place this. Let's see, we've got a 5-meter grid, 10 meters. Let's just kind of see what happens when we use this setting. So I'm going to close this window down and slide through, and I can see that it is pushing it down. Let's push it down even more. So I'm going to set the value to 300, and let's just refresh OpenGL, and let's push it down to 350. Okay, so we definitely have it pushing down. Let's take a look at this. I'm just going to kind of scrub through, and you can see that as the null passes through, based on the distance of the null from 0 out, and we can determine how large of a radius we want based on just moving that second key in the gradient. Okay, now we're not limited to just gravity. We can really play with this. We could use clump and things like that, but let's take a look at using splay. I think splay would be a good one. I'm just going to come over here and copy this setup, and then come over to splay and paste it. Now I have a feeling that 350 for the value of splay is going to be too much. Let's just try 100. Okay, and let's get towards the end. Yeah, there we go. It's not just gravity that's leaning it over. Now we've got some splay going on, and let's just increase that value a little more just to see what we can get. Okay, that's even better. Okay, so we could go and adjust other attributes, but let's just see what happens when we use gravity and when we use splay. So I'm just going to close this window as well, scrub through, and as you can see, using a simple null and some gradients, we can animate the fibers on this geometry. We can have it pushing down and kind of splaying out just by the distance to this null. There are a lot of other ways that we can go about animating fibers that are generated with Fiber Effects, but this is just one example. And again, it's easy to set up, and you can get a lot of control just based off of the different attributes using the same gradient with just slightly different values for the distance to object.